Our choice coverage is a combination coverage between our cover 4 lock and our cover 3. The field call would be either lock or nasty. It can run a lock call on one side of the ball and a cover 3 or nasty call on the other side of the ball. In a front like this, we have two receivers. So on this side of the ball, it would be a lock call, and it'd also be a lock call on the opposite side of the ball because we have one receiver. And again, the rule is one or two receivers, it's a lock call. So with this, we'd be in our cover 4 lock. Our will backer has the number 2 receiver. Our mark backer has the number 3 receiver. If they do nothing, then we have collision to hole, and the will backer has curled flats. Corner's locked up here, free safety's locked up here, the other corner's there. Raptor has the number 2 receiver. Let's say we bounced a slot out over here. We still have a 2 receiver set, so it's still going to be a lock call. So our corner would adjust over, our Raptor would come up and be playing a 1x6, which is our cover 4 lock rule. Our free safety is still going to be locked up on number 2, and all the other responsibilities will be the same. Let's see if we had an empty backfield with 3 receivers on the weak side, so it trips. So here we'd have a combination call where you have a lock call on the left side of the field and a nasty call on the right side. So with the nasty, our Raptor is going to come up, and using cover 3 rules, he's going to triangulate, or he's going to split the difference between these two receivers, and he has flats. Number 2 is going to take the corner is going to take a cover 3 position outside of the number 1 receiver, and he has deep thirds. Our free safety is going to slide over, and he's going to be playing a cover 3. Our sandbacker is going to need to play a lock call. Our sandbacker is going to need to either back off or play up. He'll have the tight end. If the tight end releases outside, sandbacker locks up to him. The mic backer is going to have to help out on this. If the tight end releases to the inside, the mic backer will lock up to him. So inside release, mic backer will hook up with them. Sandbacker will float into the flats. Outside release with this tight end, sandbacker is going to have to lock up to him. Depending on the skill level of the sandbacker, we may either have him on the ball or may adjust him back a little bit. And if we do this, then we're going to bounce our end over to the inside shade of the tight end. So our end will give a nice, will give a collision with the tight end and then fill the gap. We have a pretty strong end this year, so we should have no trouble doing this. This puts our sandbacker in a better position to lock onto that tight end. We don't see this often, fortunately. The other look we might see is maybe a tray set. And so with this formation, in this formation we have 3 receivers, tight end, number 2 and number 1. So it's going to be a nasty call. On the opposite side of the field we have 1 receiver, so it's going to be a man or a lock call. So corner takes a 1x6 position. Raptor floats back to a cover 4 lock position outside of the last man on the line of scrimmage. Free safety is going to float over somewhere over in this area. He's going to have deep thirds. Our sandbacker is going to split the difference between the last man on the line of scrimmage and the number 2. Our end will need to slide over. Our sandbacker will split the difference between the tight end and the number 2 receiver, and he's going to have flats. Our end will need to shift out to the inside shade of the tight end, and he's going to give a nice collision before filling and squeezing his gap. The free safety is going to have deep thirds because we have a nasty call on this side of the field. Our corner is going to have deep thirds. Our corners going to line up where a corner would typically line up on a cover 3. He's going to be outside of this man. And again, the sandbacker has the flats. This linebacker has collision to hole. On this side of the field, we're in a lock, so our will backer will lock up to this man. if he goes to that side. Our Raptor is going to be free, but he's going to be really helping out this corner. If this receiver releases inside, he'll be able to help with that. Also, if we have a receiver that comes across, he's going to be in the middle, and he can help out with that as well. If this running back comes out over here, our Will backer is free. Our Mike backer, actually we're in good shape here. If he comes out over here, we are in zone coverage, so our Sam backer, who has the flats, will be able to mirror him. So we have trips, tight end. We would have a one receiver, so we have a man call. So we call that lock. So our corner is going to come over. He's also going to give a sky call to push the safety over. Our Raptor is going to come up over on this side because we now have a nasty call that tells us we're in cover 3. So our Raptor is going to split the difference between 2 and 3, and he's going to have flats. Our free safety is going to split the difference between the number 1 receivers, and he's going to have deep thirds. So it's going to look like this. So we have deep thirds right here. We have deep thirds over in here, and this corner is also going to push to the outside shade of the number 1 receiver. And here we have flats. Sam backer come down up over in here to get a good collision with the tight end. And so our corner on this side of the field with our zone coverage now, our corner is just going to float. Actually, sorry, we have a lock call on this side of the field because we have 1 receiver. So if this tight end does this corner jumps here. If he goes deep, corner's in great shape to jump there. Mike backer has collision to hole. Will backer hook to curl, help out on the flats if necessary. Bandit is bringing it on a pass. Will backer is going to snap his eyes to the number 3 receiver, and he's going to be looking for something coming across, in which case he'll float in the middle of the field and get a good collision. Give us a good in call for the Mike backer to pick up that cross-in receiver. Those are the basic rules of the choice. Again, 3 receivers. We jump into a nasty for that side of the field. If we have 1 or 2 receivers, we jump into our lock or cover 4 lock. So everybody on the cover 4 lock side of the field play man. Everybody on the 3 receiver nasty side of the field will play zone. There's got to be great communication going on between them. Again, the field calls would either be a lock, 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 or nasty, nasty, nasty. So it might sound like lock, nasty, or nasty, lock, something like this.